This is Desert Homestead Prepping. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. Hope you guys are having a fantastic spring. So here it is right now, about 4:45 in the evening. I've just woken up from my sleep. I'm on graveyard shift, so it's hard for me to get motivated to really do anything. So anyway, we came across an awesome deal on a wood burning stove. So let me show you what that looks like. Look at that. This is a beautiful brand new potbelly stove. It is absolutely amazing. So it's probably just a little bit bigger than I anticipated, but it's gonna work great. And this thing has never even been used. I mean, look at this. This is still just shiny and clean on the inside. So it needs just a little bit of work. It needs to be sealed to the base here. Needs the stripping. I mean, this thing is amazing. So we just kept biding our time, waiting and looking, and finally came across this. The guy didn't know the value. I just threw out an offer of $250, and he said deal. So I got it for $250. The guy brought it to me. I mean, he drove all the way from Park City and brought this to me. So I gave him an extra $25 for gas. I mean, it was just awesome. So it needs a little bit more work, like I said. Not much. So you got this piece here, and then you got the little burner plate. So what I got to do is I got to take it off the base and put that stripping in there, make sure it's airtight. Go from there. Right, this is where I'm at on this. Kind of this gasket kit. It's fiberglass rope, I guess is what you call it. So I had to put some on this. There's a hell of a gap right here. So I got this little door sealed up really good. Just gonna leave it shut. Let this cement seal. I ran into an issue with the gasket on this. It wasn't gonna work. I thought I'd be able to put it in this gap right here, but it just wasn't gonna do the trick. So what I needed was some kind of sealant to attach this metal to metal. So I was racking my brain trying to think of what place would have something like that for wood burning stoves. Then, it occurred to me, duh, what about exhaust sealant? So that's what I did. I went to the local parts store and I got some exhaust sealant. This is gonna work just fine. Look at this, 1500 degrees. This wood burning stove's never gonna get up to 1500 degrees. Alright, I got this all put back together. The more that I got into this, the more that I saw needed to be sealed up. So I basically had to pull each section off of this and seal it all up. And I'm so glad that I really got into looking at it, because this would not have burned efficiently with the gaps under the lid here, gaps right here, on this edge and then coming up under the bottom. It just would have been terrible. So I'm so glad that I had a chance to do that. So now I'm ready to actually cut the hole in the wall. So I was trying to figure out how I was going to adapt normal 6-inch stovepipe to this oval piece. So I thought for sure that it was just going to be as simple as taking this and kind of making it into an oval shape, and that I would be able to force it on here. But I was trying and going back and forth, and no matter what I did, I could not get this thing to slide on there. And so finally I was just like, okay, so that's just not going to work. So I had to order this piece. So this just came in the mail. Got it from my favorite place, which is Amazon. So apparently this is set up so that this bottom piece is just slightly larger in diameter than this top part. And it just fits on there nice and snug perfectly. So that's what I needed right there. So now when it comes to the plan for going out the wall, I'm just trying to improvise, trying to figure out what I think is going to work best. I want it to be safe, but I'm not trying to spend a whole bunch of money. I mean, I looked and saw, a wall thimble, which is kind of a transition piece to put the stovepipe through the wall, and they were like $100 plus. They're designed to go through, a normal wall like in your house. So this wall, like, it's only like that thick between, the outside and the inner. So I decided that I'm just going to kind of improvise. The two things that I have going for me is it's metal on the outside, it's metal on the inside, and the insulation inside this wall is fiberglass, so it's fireproof. The only pieces of flammable material is the studs right here and down here. So I don't think I'm too extremely worried about anything catching fire or getting too hot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it through the wall and use this as a thimble. I'll basically cut the diameter to 8-inch, and I'll put this this 6-inch pipe through here like that, and I'm going to line this gap with fiberglass insulation that I have, and then I'm going to use a 6-inch collar piece that I'm going to actually mount to this, that'll help keep it secure. So that'll give me, a little bit of space between the hot stove pipe and this outer piece. So that's the plan there. I'm gonna get going at this, and I'm gonna cut a hole in this wall, and there's gonna be no turning back. So the grinder, it's just not gonna work for this situation. I'm gonna have to get something that's just gonna be a little more precise to get these curves. So I got a Dremel with a cutting disc. I think that's gonna be perfect for what I'm doing here. good. Alright, this is how it looks. Not too bad. Let's see how it fits on in there. It's pretty snug. Yeah. Pretty decent. Now we'll get all our stovepipe pieces all cut to fit. Alright, that's where I am for now. It's just kind of sitting there, but it looks pretty good. Running out of daylight, so I think I'm gonna finish up for today, and we'll get all the finishing touches taken care of for tomorrow. Alright, I just got back from the hardware store. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We had storms roll through, so it was raining like crazy this morning. So I just took the opportunity to run off and grab a few brackets and a few items that I needed to complete this. While I was there, I kind of came up with a new idea on what to do here. So I found this cap piece. I think this is going to work perfect. So I just have the markings where I'm going to cut out where my 6-inch pipe will go in there, and we'll just put this sucker in just like that. That should be perfect. Right, so that's about how that's going to look. Not too shabby. Should help hold it secure. Now, get that brace mounted. Alright, so I bought this to be able to clamp the stovepipe in place on the outer wall, but it's just not going to work. It says 6-inch. And I double checked. I looked on the package to make sure it said 6-inch, but this is an 8-inch diameter. I'm not understanding. I mean, do they mean double walled 6-inch? I don't know. Either way, it's not going to work, and it's also not going to put me out far enough. So I'm just going to have to create a bracket, and I'm going to use this. This is actually the lip from the window that I cut out. This was actually riveted in there, and I was able to cut the heads off the rivets and pull it right out. So I'm going to create a bracket out of this and use some of this banding, and that's how I'm going to clamp it in place. This way I can get it exactly to the measurements that I need to be able to hold it in place. It won't look pretty, but that's not the point. It needs to be secure, and it looks like this is going to do the trick for me. That should work right there. Alright, so there's our anchor bracket. So I drilled some holes all the way through. Got some bolts with some washers and nuts. Kind of warped my corrugated siding here, but whatever, it's gonna work just fine. Okay, there we go. Yep, looks really good. I'm very happy with it. If anybody's wondering what the bird cage with the fake crow is, it's something that we found from my wife's craft store. She sells crafts and you know, decorative items, so we came across that, and she plans to do something with it for Halloween. Pretty cool find. Anyway, yeah, that's what that's about. Anyway, so I'm pretty happy with it. Pretty straight, pretty secure. That sure does look nice, doesn't it? I am very happy with this. I'm so glad that I decided to do all this work here in the driveway throughout the winter. This would have been precious time used up out there at the property trying to work on this project. So yeah, I appreciate you guys being patient with us. This last month has been difficult. I just barely got back on day shift. So my schedule is I'm on graveyard shift for a full month, and then I switch over to day shift for a month, and I go back and forth like that. And so when it comes to graveyard shift, I really struggle to get going on projects. So appreciate you guys sticking with us. I know we haven't put out a video for probably a month, and that's just kind of how it's going to be with our channel. We're going to be hit and miss. We're going to put out videos more than not, and you know, we're going to continue on the projects, but there's just going to be some times that we're not going to have any content because we have other things going on. But yeah, so I'm very happy with this. This sure does look nice. I mean, it just looks beautiful. It's going to be a shame to just pull it all apart, because I can't take the trailer out to the property like this. For proper weight distribution of a trailer, the weight needs to be toward the front of the trailer. So this wood burning stove is going to be moved all the way to the front and strapped down so that it doesn't, you know, so that I don't have problems towing this. And I'm going to take all the stovepipe back out and just set it in one of these cupboards somewhere so that it's all ready to go, so that when I get out to the property and we get it all set up, we'll be able to put this all in place and anchor it all down and fasten it secure. That's all for this video this time. We're going to be heading out to the property here soon, and we're going to take this trailer out there. We're going to get it set up, and we're going to try to get going back on the pallet shed and get that completed. Make sure that you guys like, subscribe, share these videos with your friends, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.